In this video, we're going to be going over kind of pulling everything we've done so far together, basically using the data over multiple years in order to kind of graph them all on the same graph. Alright, so I have all the code essentially just already written up here. I'm just going to kind of talk through each part. Now these first two cells I've already really gone over. This is just getting the California workplace area characteristics data, getting it over multiple years by using the loop in order to get those multiple years worth of data in WAC all years. Now what I'm going to be doing is using that list, that WAC all years list, in order to basically access the data frames inside that list, and then sum all of the numbers of jobs for each age group within those years in California, and then put that all into a data frame and graph it. All right. So let's go to this cell over here. I'm going to start out first by creating an empty data frame, which is where I'm going to store all of the data. Now I have this rep. This creates a vector that has NA, the first argument here is NA, has NA repeated 6 times, because the second argument is 6. Right? So basically this is just a vector of 6 NAs, and so what this is going to do is the CA over years, this is going to be a data frame with just a bunch of NAs with 6 rows. I'll actually demonstrate this by going over here. I'm going to split cell and going to go CA over years and show you what it looks like. Right, 6 years, NAs for everything. Now, this is just to make sure that we have our data frame set up. We're going to basically just fill in the values here. If something goes wrong within our loop or within what we're doing, what will happen is that we'll have these NAs still. And so this is a good way of looking and making sure that what we're getting back is what we think it is. And so that we have these NAs in place so that we know if something went wrong. All right. So now we have this loop. In this loop, what we're going to do is basically the steps that we're going to be taking is for each of the years, we're going to extract out the data frame that corresponds to that year, for the California Workplace Area Characteristics data frame. Then we're going to just take the CA variables, the age group variables, and take the sum of all the rows for each of those variables, basically taking out the total number of jobs for that age group. And then what we'll do is we'll store that as a row in this data frame that we've created, CA over years. All right, so to do this, we basically do most of the work in this one line. And so basically we have this WAC all years, and we have I, so basically when I equals 1, this is the first data frame, the 2011 data frame. We're going to select out just the CA variables, the age group variables, and then we have summarize. Basically, we want the year, so I plus 2010. We want the sum of the CAO1 variable, sum of the CAO2 variable, sum of the CAO3 variable. And basically, we're going to take that and assign it to the ith row of this CA over years data frame. Okay, so I'll run this fairly quick, and then what we can see then, I'll actually look at CA over years, and basically we filled it all in, right? So all these NAs are replaced, so we have 2011, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We have the total number of jobs within each age group in California. Now what do I want to do to graph all of these on the same plot is I want to get it into a slightly different format. And what we're going to be doing is something called using a gather. Basically taking these CA01, 02, 03 variables and essentially gathering them all into one variable. Now, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be using gather. I'm going to be using kind of this minus year that's saying ignore the year variable. I'm going to gather all the other variables. The key is age group. And that's just referring to, these are the different age groups. CAO1 is an age group, CAO2 is an age group, CAO3 is an age group. Value equals jobs, it's saying label that jobs, the total number of jobs, right? So the value refers to the kind of number, these numbers within the cells, the key refers to what those variables should be called. All right. And so basically after I do this gather, and I'll kind of show what it looks like after I do the gather, it'll look like this, right? So I have my age group. I called it age group over here because I called the key age group. And then jobs, which are the values. And so I call the value equals jobs over here. And so basically it's taking just the same information except putting it into a little bit of a different format. I'm basically taking this table and just stretching it out, making it into a long format table. And so 2011 CA01 was 3351381. Same thing as 2011 CA01 is 3351381. Now we did this because we need this in this format so that we can graph all of it on the same year. Because what we're going to do is we're going to say qplot year comma jobs with this data CA years long, and I'm going to say color by age group. And this is why we needed it. We wanted to include this color argument, and so it's this color age group just says color it by which age group variable it is. All right. And then the geom line, all that does is it says, make me a line plot. Right? So then we get this nice graph. Basically, it's separating it by age group, and then it's showing the total number of jobs within that age group over the years. 2011, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.